So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to get started with this guy. This guy. Okay, and let's put these right here. All right. So when we first start this drawing right here, what I would do here, he has this. He seems to have a triangle almost to the outside of the eye. So what I might do here, we're gonna start here, and we're just gonna do this real simple, like. Okay, remember when we practice here, we always practice with control, right? We're not in a rush, and we're not trying to impress anybody. Okay. That's the one thing you got to get out of your mind and learn how to do this kind of stuff here. You got to just be calm and center yourself. Okay, it's not really that hard. Now we're gonna go here. You know what? What I like about this eye shape, I think I'm gonna go with this eye shape here. He has a very serious eye shape, so I want something that's gonna look foundational. So I'm gonna do something like a half of a hexagon here because that's the shape that best represents or makes me feel like I'm looking at his eyes. Then what I would do is at the top I might add another piece to the hexagon, just like that, right? And then I'll add my eye shape in there like this. See? So you see how it carried that by doing the eye with a shape that's very foundational, right? Then you have a greater ability to control things and what's going on in the drawing, okay? Instead of trying to copy the picture all the way. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go with the foundational shape here. So I just naturally think of the nose as there's a hook right here, right? And then this hook, the hook either goes out this way and comes down, or goes out and comes down. So I might think about this. He has a soft nose shape, so I might want to do something like this. It's like a little hook, right? If I want nostrils, I can just draw the circles in the nose, but I like to make the shape again a foundational shape so that it doesn't seem so realistic. I don't want realism in my drawing. I want to draw a cartoon. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm thinking of here are two shapes that kind of flower out from each other. So I want a round shape here and a round shape here. You see? So that when I come here, I could just put my little beard shape here. Okay? And obviously we'll put some little direction lines here, but not many, okay? You want to keep it simple. Now we're going to do our chin shape here, so we'll go ahead and just put this little triangle here, right? And then what do we have down here? Well, we have like the whole shape of his beard, if I had to look at it, it kind of looks like a pentagon, if I do like this, the top of it was the pentagon, the bottom is the base of the pentagon. So here is just a little shapeliness inside of it, but the pentagon is kind of around the mouth like this. So it goes like this, right? And then like this, and then it goes like that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the entire shape of the part of the face that I'm drawing before I start drawing it, okay? All right. Now, let's go ahead and let's try to work on our jawline a little bit here, okay? So our jawline is going to be pretty much, I think of it as something that extends from the side of the eye, where your hinge of your jaw is, right? If you look at if you go here, hold on a second, let's look up a picture of a skeleton, a skull. Okay, there we go. All right, so if we look at a skull right here, okay, if we look at it kind of from the side here, you can see that there's a hinge bone. There's this bone that goes around your top upper jaw right here. You see this bone right here? This is your jawbone. This is the actual I guess they call it the actual jawbone, but this is like the cheekbones, I think. You see what I'm saying? This little space right here. So generally it connects right underneath the eyeball, right? And then it goes down to the jawline. So that's what I'm thinking about here. See, this is an eyeball here, right? To me, right? And so what I want to do is I want to extend out from just below that, right? And I want to come down, right? And then I could do like this, and then I can come down into my head shape. You see what I'm saying? And then I do the same thing over here. So just below the jawline, come down, right? Because this is this little bend right here. Right here is this little bend. If we could find the skull from another angle, right? You see? You see the bend right here in your jaw, which happens kind of just below your mouth shape, right? So when you bend this, you want to have this really deep down in the face. Actually, I could have got away with making it more way down here, but that's close enough. All right. All right, now let's go ahead and do this ear shape here. So now from here, we can see just at the side of your, right above your thing, you got these holes on the side of your head, right? And that leads to your ears, right? So we're going to go ahead and put our ears in here like this. You got a little flappiness going on here. And remember to keep your shape circular. Okay, you see how I'm trying not to use as many lines? I don't want a lot of lines. So I think that's enough lines for me to kind of get what I want to do with the ear shape right there. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing is to draw our, we have our, what we call our brow line. Okay? So your brow line, if we'll go back here, I'm going to use a cartoon skeleton to show you what I mean. So if you look at your brow line, you see how he drew this bulbiness above the eye right here? And this bulbiness right here above the eye, right? And this graffiti, this really exaggerates it so you can see what I'm talking about. So the same thing is going on here. You see how it kind of, it goes in here around the outside of the eye, and then it goes around, and this is generally right where your eyebrow would sit on these little bulbs right here, these little, right? Okay, so the same thing happens here, is that my head, this shape is going to go in, right? And if I use this same exact line, watch. Watch. See, I use the same exact line. Look, I went up, I stopped, I went in, then I went up, then I went over, and then I'm going to go, like, see that line right here? I'm going to go backwards. You see? Just like that. And you see how it gives you more of a cartoon feel about the brow than if you drew it in its regular space. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So we got that out of control. So we're going to go ahead and go to our hat shape. So the hat shape is pretty much just going right. I think of the hat as something that's kind of wrapping around the head. Okay. Almost like if something was wrapping. So if I go like this, I want the other side of my brow line is here. Watch, let me show you. So this little piece up here, watch. Okay, you see how this is going to be the thing going around the eye. So what we want to do here is we're going to have the hat out here. It's going to go up over the top like this, right? Okay. Put this little beard shape here. Okay, and then it's going to go here, and it's going to go down. Okay, so I got one. Okay, then I'm going to go up some here. Okay, just like so. And then we got like a little piece over the top here. Again, we want to make it real simple lines. Okay, just like so. Okay. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, guys? 100, 100, 100. What's going on, Maurice Mosaic? How are you this morning? What's up? All right, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I feel good because I got friends now. Some of my other friends, I don't know, they haven't been talking to me lately. I don't know. I was always a guy that needed to call around and check on everybody. Now I don't know. So, but now I'm just like, I'm just gonna let you I'm just gonna let you be, man. You know. If you don't want to talk to me, I want to know why. I'm a great guy, I think, right? All right, so let's finish up this little piece right here. Okay. All right. And of course, you guys are always free to draw along with me, right? Yeah. Yeah, I was always like that, calling around and making sure everybody was all right. But, after a while, it gets to be, especially when being a dad at my age, I don't have a great deal of time to do anything, to be honest with you. I'm always, uh, I'm always occupied. My son stayed up all night last night. I mean, he did a natural showing. He did an all-star performance last night. He ought to get a Grammy. Oh, let me see. I'm in arts and planning on starting a manga style comic. Man, that's awesome there. Tony, I'd like to hear more about it. Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Now you guys can see me now, right? I forgot. You see it now. Sometimes I can't get this part to work because TikTok. One day, if you stream on the computer, then you got to get a streaming key, and then someday the stream key don't work, so I have to use my phone and the computer. Some days I could just use a computer and stream at the same time. So it's really kind of crazy, right? All right. Let me see. So we pretty much got the meat and potatoes of our drawing down, right? Okay. And you see here how we did. We made every line count, and this is what I encourage you to do when you practice. Don't practice for ego. Practice for to get better. You know what I mean? Okay. Uh, okay. You have the storyline already. Okay. Well, I know you ain't gonna ruin it and tell me what the storyline is, but yeah. I find the main thing about writing, having worked with people that wanted to write books and stuff before, I find that the main thing is to have a strong story, even beyond your drawing. Because the other night, my sons they like Charlie Brown, okay, and so I was watching it the other night with them, and I was looking at the simplicity of their characters and the expressions, right? And I learned a lot by watching cartoons. Oh, you can get away with doing this. You can get away with doing that. And then, so I appreciate the simplicity of the cartoons, but people are not, the cartoons are not what's really, it's the storylines combined with your interesting characters. You know what I'm saying? So always keep that in mind. Keep this in mind. Like, you just can't anticipate what people are going to like. Dude, the other day I started putting up shorts. Okay, now I have been doing all these shorts where I put time and effort and edits and all this stuff in it, right? And so I would get little views on it and stuff. Then one day I said, screw it, I'm done with all this editing. This is a giant pain in the behind. So I started doing the TikTok like this. Like, I started breaking my drawings, doing more of a breakdown style. So I slowed everything down to where I don't draw like I'm at work. This is not like what I would produce at work. When I'm at work, I'll produce something a little with the line variations, and you'll see all that in the drawing. But when I practice, when I come to here, this is a practice. So I change the way that I draw it to make it simple, so that the learner can understand, and not just that I'm just drawing, right, and that's telling you it's easy, and I'm just going 100 miles an hour. You get what I'm saying? So I did it like this. All of a sudden, and then I don't edit it or nothing. I just cut a piece out of it. This video right here, I'm gonna cut a section out of it and put it up. And all of a sudden, people started liking that. I didn't know that was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Not really. Let me see. Not really. It features a good mixture of religion and African lore based on a corrupt society system. Ah, that's a good storyline, though. You get what I'm saying? But that's a good premise. But like, what? Oh, okay. Oh, really? Yeah. You ever? Hey, Jay, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I play piano, right? So I went to YouTube to try to. I remember going to YouTube to find out, like, who I could use. Who I could learn from. Find a teacher on there I like, right? So when I did that, I started seeing a lot of musicians, and the first thing they do is they start out with this. You can play like this in 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying? And I was just like, what? I was like, and then when they're trying to explain it, they still are talking in musician language and they're talking in ways I can't even. What are you talking about, dude? So I was like, okay, that's exactly how I don't want to come across. You get what I'm saying? So I started going the opposite way from that. So I don't want to. I'm not a production. I'm just a guy that knows how to draw. How about that? Yeah, we're just all hanging out in school together. All right, all right. Let me see here. So let's finish up this one here. Put a little bit of. We'll put some little jelly beans in here. Let's put some jelly beans. Just have fun with it. Don't try to copy my jelly beans. Make your own jelly beans. You can make fat jelly beans. You can make skinny jelly beans, right? You can make one line jelly beans. Whatever you want to do. All right. See, like that. See how we're varied. However you want to do it. Okay. All right. So I think that this one is done. This is drawing number one for the day. And this is our warm up drawing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to look at discussing some of the things that I do in these papers, okay? You guys will be happy to know. Keep following me. I got my first publication, my first book coming out this year on caricature. I've been trying to put this book out for the last 5 or 6 years.